Mabuhay to our esteemed panelists and to my sisters in this room. I just want to say I love you all so much. Namaste, Telangana. Andaraki Shubhadanam. I am Krishnah Gravidez, and I am a 24-year-old Filipina. I come from the Philippines. But beyond the crown, I am a breadwinner. I am the eldest daughter in the family, and I am a proud fur mom of 8 large, silly, wonderfully clingy dogs. Sometimes they smell funny, but cuddling with them, giving them kisses and hugs is my most favorite way to recharge myself. I grew up surrounded by music. My dad and I would bond over guitar sessions, and that's how I eventually learned how to play it. And then later, I joined our church choir, and then I became a worship leader. And then I found out that singing for me is the purest form of self expression. And today I'm just really grateful to be working on producing my own songs, hoping to release all of them this year. And I just want to thank the Miss World organizations for including the Philippines in the top finalists for the talent. I feel like the bedroom and bathroom concerts turned into reality. And but life wasn't always like this for me. I was born and raised in an impoverished community by a family of farmers. And my immediate family and me, we struggled moving from houses to houses because we cannot sustain rent. And we've also experienced eating and sleeping without electricity and water. And it became more difficult for us when my parents decided to separate. And it taught me to navigate life earlier than most. So at 14, I started selling beauty kits and flavored drinks and thrifted bags and clothes, anything that can help my mama. And then I was also a former service crew member at a fast food chain where I learned the value of humility and patience and how to understand people from all walks of life. And later on, I became an advertisement specialist, anything that can help me move forward. And that's why I can humbly say that I am a Jill of all trades. But through it all, there is one quiet dream remained, and that is to become a civil engineer. It is actually my dad's unfulfilled dream, and now I am privileged to pursue it. And also, I've always wanted to restore our 100-year-old ancestral home where I was born, and I grew up, and a place filled with love that was passed through generations. And when I last visited that home, my mama lo, my grandmother, looked at me and said, "Hanlang gayam mo yan titivi niya, posible gayam nga, uri nagapu ka tinapanglaw nga pamilya ang umato ka." In English, that means, "I cannot believe this. I only see this on televisions, and it's possible after all that you can rise even if you come from a poor family." And that moment reminded me that I am not just doing this for myself, but also for my family and for every child who believes that their dreams are too far out of reach. That is why I founded Color the World with Kindness in the year 2022 to create safe and nurturing spaces for children to play, to dream, to imagine, and just be children, free from labor, free from unsafe conditions. And through my Beauty with a Purpose project, we were able to help rebuild early learning development centers and also construct concrete homes for the most vulnerable families in our community in Irisan, Baguio City. It instilled a sense of empowerment and education in our youth and in those families. And when I arrived here in Telangana, I was deeply mesmerized by your visionary infrastructures, and that reminded me of the civil engineer that I aspire to be. Not just to build structures, but of strong lives and communities. That is the power of safe space. That is the promise of kindness. And that is the world we help to build with. Just like Lord Krishna, a major Hindu deity, to build a world full of love, compassion, and protection for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Philippines. Thank you. So we now move to Sri Lanka.
Sabba papassa akarana, kusalassa upasampada, sachitta pariyodapana, etam buddhana sasana. These inspiring words are from Dhammapada in Buddhist literature. The meaning is refrain from all evil and cultivate good. And I believe that is my purpose in life. So allow me to share my purpose, my journey, my story with you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Ayubowan, Namaskaram. I am Anudi Gunasekara and I proudly represent my motherland, Sri Lanka. I'm 25 years of age and I recently graduated after completing my bachelor's degree in international relations. I have plans to start my master's soon and to join foreign service in Sri Lanka. I speak Sinhala, my native language, English, and basic Tamil and French. Geographically, Sri Lanka is a tiny island that you wouldn't even notice on the map. But the hearts, the hopes, the spirit of my people are anything but small, they are immense. As a country, we've been through a lot, from conflicts to natural disasters, pandemic, and economic crisis. Yet, my people remained hopeful, they remained strong, they remained resilient, and I believe it's that very resilience that propelled me to where I am today. When I was born, an astrologer told my parents that I was put on this earth to challenge stereotypes, to redefine them, to break the norms. And I truly, wholeheartedly believe him today. Because I'm coming from a small town called Anuradhapura. That's the first kingdom of Sri Lanka and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But ironically, no one expected that someone from Anuradhapura will be the one to carry that heritage to the world, which is what I'm doing right now. And most importantly, I believe the places that are least expected to shine are the ones that hold the brightest light. I'm a proud recipient of free education of Sri Lanka. That means my people have nurtured me, nourished me from my primary education to college education. So I believe in giving back through community service. That's why I founded Saheli, my non-profit organization, to combat period poverty in Sri Lanka. But unfortunately, period poverty is not just an issue in Sri Lanka. It is a widespread problem in many countries. Through Saheli, I provide donations, conduct awareness programs, advocate for policy changes to remove the taxes on sanitary products, which is 51%, and also to provide sanitation facilities. And the most important thing to me about Saheli is that we don't just reach out to women that we have easy access to. We reach out to women that society often forgets when it comes to menstrual health discussions, like women in prisons, women in monasteries, and postpartum mothers who go through their first menstruation after childbirth, which could be challenging. And we come from different races, different religions, different nations, but one common thing about us women, we all bleed, and we should bleed with dignity. And that's my goal through Saheli. And one more thing to add before I conclude my speech. We are here to win Miss World, to become the next Miss World. But let me tell you one thing. We are already winners, ladies. We are already winners. We have already won. We are here representing our nation, speaking about our passion, our inspirations, everything. That itself is an achievement. And also, I have to say there are some contestants that I have been interacting and talking to even before they won their national titles. I see Miss USA and Miss South Africa, if she's here. I could see how driven they were, how inspiring they were, and how passionate they were, how they were truly the beauty with the purpose, even before they won. That itself shows that you do not need a crown or a title to change the world. And I believe, realistically, I wouldn't be able to change the entire world. Not even as a Miss World, I'm pretty sure Krishnah would agree with me, but the idealist in me believes that I can change someone's world. And I think that's exactly what I will be doing in my life. Thank you so much, Stuti.
Thank you very much, Sri Lanka.
Swadika. Good afternoon, honorable judges, my sisters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Suchata Chuangsri. It is my honor to be standing here representing Thailand. Coming from an international relations studies background, I see that this is not only just a diplomatic event, but it is an opportunity, a chance for all of us to represent our country while speaking up for what we believe in and what we stand up for. Mine is breast cancer. I believe that basic healthcare is not something that only people who can afford it can have it, but it's rather something that's for everyone, regardless of the life they were born into or how much money they have. And that is why I'm standing here today, speaking in the name of them. Back when I was 16 years old, I had a benign tumor removal surgery at my breast. Although it wasn't fatal, the emotional impact was overwhelming. I can still remember the sound of the clock ticking, the coldness of the temperature of the operation room, and the tears running down my cheeks, thinking, the time has come where I walk alone. And then I thought to myself, I'm so scared getting through all of this, despite all the resources, all the support system that I have. And what about those women who have no support system, no resource, not even access to basic healthcare they deserve? That made the way I see breast cancer change completely. It is something that could happen to anyone, even a little girl that I was. When it happens, it's not like one of those alarms that you snooze off every morning. It's one of those where it shakes your soul and the souls of those who love you. In my beloved country, Thailand, more than 1,900 women each year were diagnosed with breast cancer, and almost 5,000 of them couldn't make it. And to take this even further, it took the lives of 670,000 women each year, and it could reach 1.1 million by 2050 if we don't do anything about it. Recently, not long ago, I had a wonderful and informational conversation with a representative of the World Health Organization. But the truth that I discovered was truly sad and heartbreaking. Women in lower income areas are more likely to die from breast cancer, not because the disease is aggressive or unstoppable, but because early detection and treatment is too far away from their reach. It reaches the point where help was too late or help never came for them at all. Even in my country, unfortunately, less than 5% of breast cancer cases were early detected. And behind these stats, it's not just a number, it's a human being, a mother, a sister, a daughter, who means the world to someone. And one day that world could be yours too. And that is why Opal for Her, My Beauty with a Purpose exists. We aim to create not only awareness, but a future where fears and barriers cannot stand between us and our dreams. We've collaborated with the Public Minister of Public Health, the National Cancer Institute, hospitals, private sectors, public sectors, and nonprofit organizations. So far, we have raised more than 1 million Thai baht to support breast cancer system and offering free breast screenings for women across Thailand. Moreover, we created a podcast called Braveheart, featuring real-life stories, interviews with doctors, patients, and survivors in order to spread correct information and raise awareness about breast cancer. And most importantly, to let those in the battle know that they are not fighting alone. In the near future, I wish to provide scholarships for medical students because I strongly believe that one dedicated life of a doctor can save hundreds or even thousands of lives. We are building bridges, bringing the local community closer to the national healthcare system, and to ensure that every woman, no matter who they are, no matter where they're from, get the medical and healthcare they deserve. And this is only the beginning. With Miss World, my vision is to expand Opal for her beyond Thailand, across Asia, across the world, because this is something we owe. We owe it to every woman, to every girl, and to every single one of our future generations. And before I leave, I'd like to give you this breast cancer symbol pin, just as a reminder that your life and the life of people you love is important. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Thailand.